Hi, this is Alex, and I'm going to be talking about some instructional/educational graphic design that I like. The example that I'm using is this primary sources at Yale website, and I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about what I like about it. I'll also mention a couple of things that I think could be done a little bit better. The first things that jumped out to me is what I liked about the design of this site are, one, it draws your eyes clearly to a specific starting point and a logical starting point. Two, the overall quote-unquote clear design of it, the color scheme, the font, etc. I like that there's a consistent and logical flow to it. There's some continuation, basically. You generally start at the top and you scroll down. I also like that there's some unity in the design philosophy of the overall site. There are many sub-pages in this website, and all of them follow a fairly consistent design philosophy. The hierarchical text, and at the bottom of the screen, links provided in close proximity. First, though, where this site draws your eyes. To me, you immediately look at what are primary sources, which is a logical starting point. There may be people coming to this website that are very familiar with primary sources, but there may be people that aren't. New students, for example. If I'm the designer of this website, that is a natural starting point, and I therefore want to draw viewers' eyes to it. And I think they did that successfully through the use of font size, bolding, and the placement of this paragraph. If you'll notice, there actually is a menu above that. But to me, it's successfully hidden to some extent. It's not as important as the What Are Primary Sources section. As you use the website, you'll become aware of the menu and realize that it gives you an additional navigation option, but it's not intrusive. Another thing I definitely like about the design of the site is the logical sequencing and flow, the continuation. Your eyes start at the top of the screen and scroll down, and there is little in the way of distractions. Maybe it's just the educational websites that I look at, but too many of them lack sequencing and proper hierarchy. Take this site, for example. Where am I supposed to look first? The middle part? The left-hand side? I will say that this is a LibGuide, and creators of LibGuides mainly just use templates provided, so I'm not being overly critical of the site designer, but there are some issues with hierarchy and sequencing. A quick note on color scheme and the overall look. I think it does have a nice unity in the color scheme and the aesthetics of it. It is a lot of blues and grays, so the reaction to it, it's sort of meant to evoke, I suspect, a sense of calm, sort of business-like atmosphere. I will say, since it's a Yale.edu site, I do not know if they have a lot of wiggle room with that. As you can see, almost all Yale.edu sites are to some extent blue and gray. But it does have a nice logical design to it. In terms of the unity of the design, like I mentioned, that is one thing I like about it. This website does have a lot of sub-pages, and to me there is some unity in how all of them are designed. As I mentioned, they are mainly done in a hierarchical read down, scroll down fashion. And then you have in close proximity a large collection of links to explore further. So if you click on Identify Types and Formats, you're presented with a subpage that has a similar design structure as the home landing page. You will follow text down until you're presented with a large collection of links offered in a close proximity design. Clicking on that page will bring you to a different sort of web page, one with a lot more content provided, but as you can see, it's still provided in a fairly consistent logical format that does not look wildly different than the home page or the landing page. One slight exception to the logical design that most of this site has can be found on the Find and Discover tab. This page, your eyes are drawn first to an image, a primary source, and then as you scroll down, you're offered links to discovery tools, search strategies, etc. But also on this page, you'll find a large amount of content on primary, secondary, and tertiary sources. And I find that it's just not a very logical choice as far as placement goes, although there are no real design issues. So just to sum things up, as far as what I like about this site and why I chose it, I find what my favorite part about this site is just the clean design philosophy, basically. And when I say clean, I mean a couple of things. One, I do think the look of it is good, the aesthetics, the color scheme, the font, the placement of materials, it's all good. Almost most importantly, it's just the clear, logical, intuitive nature of it, the hierarchy of information, and how it is easy to navigate and consume this information. You're not constantly wondering where to go next. So the design of it is logical. There's a lot of continuation. And also throughout the site, I find there's a lot of unity in terms of design principles.